In this city, fame comes with a price. For Zara Bello, that price was her life. They called it a suicide, a tragedy, a headline. But what if it wasn't? What if it was a message? A chilling warning to anyone who dares to expose the secrets hidden in the shadows of this city. The police closed the case, but one person dared to reopen it. And in doing so, she became the killer's next target. In the busy city of Lagos, the streets never seemed to sleep. Bright lights filled the night, but in the dark corners, secrets moved quietly, and sometimes those secrets had names. One of them was Zara Bello, a young woman who was becoming famous online. She had thousands of followers and always looked perfect on camera. But one night, while streaming live from her hotel room, something was different. She smiled at her viewers and said, "Hello guys, this city never sleeps, and neither do I." She took a sip of champagne, but her eyes glanced nervously at the door. Then a knock came, and her smile faded. Love you guys, good night." She quickly ended the live stream, put her phone down, and walked toward the door. By morning, Zara was dead. The news reporter said it was suicide, but Amina, Zara's best friend since childhood, didn't believe it for a second. She was a young journalist and she knew Zara too well. Amina rushed to the hotel to tell the policemen that it was a murder and not suicide, but they ignored her. Heartbroken but determined, she decided to call someone she hoped would listen, Mr. Amorim, a detective who had helped her with a case a very long time ago. At first, he didn't want to help. He said, "Do you know how many cases start with 'I know them'? So many of them, and they all end the same way." But Amina begged, "Please, sir, I know what I'm saying. Zara wouldn't kill herself for anything. We talked 2 days ago and she told me she would travel to see her mom on Tuesday. Someone with such plans couldn't have killed herself." But Amorim still refused. Anything is possible. People can change their minds any minute. Young people these days are always depressed. "I beg you, sir, this is not like the other cases. Someone really killed my friend. If you don't want to take it on as a case, then do it as a favor for me." Amina begged Amorim with tears in her eyes. And finally, he agreed. Amorim and Amina went to Zara's hotel room. A yellow caution tape had been used by the police to seal the door after they declared the room a crime scene. Amorim removed the tape and they went inside the room. But something felt off. The room was too clean, suspiciously clean, like someone had done a very detailed cleanup there. Mr. Amorim noticed a lipstick-stained glass, a camera on the tripod slightly moved to face the bathroom door, and scratches on the door lock. Something is wrong. It's either someone had come to clean this room, or the murderer made sure to clean his fingerprints and possible evidence, Amorim said to Amina, who was going through Zara's diary. Amina looked confused. But this room was sealed off by the police. Why would anyone come to clean it? Mr. Amorim looked around, but didn't say anything else. As they left the hotel, Amorim suggested they go and see Zara's mother. "Maybe she'll have a clue on what happened," he said as they drove to see her. When they got there, Amina introduced Mr. Amorim to Zara's mother. "Mommy, this is Mr. Amorim. He's the detective I hired to look into how Zara died. I am sure someone killed her." Zara's mother was happy to see that someone else also believed Zara was killed. "Amina, thank you for doing this. You knew your friend very well. She couldn't have killed herself. Someone ended the life of my innocent child," she said as tears rolled down her face. Zara's mother later told them her daughter had been acting scared for months, feeling like someone was always watching her. Amina confirmed Zara told her the same thing. From there, a full and deeper investigation started. One fateful afternoon, Amina opened her laptop. She was looking for a document she had saved a while ago on it. Then she saw a folder. It was hidden in another folder and labeled "The Truth." At first,
She was confused, especially because she couldn't remember such a folder being on her laptop. But then she remembered she had lent the laptop to Zara 3 days before she died. Amina hurriedly opened the folder, and what she saw made her more confused and shocked. It was a cryptic message. "I know what they're doing to those girls. I have proof." Amina quickly transferred the file to her phone and rushed out of the house. Mr. Amorim on his own end discovered Zara had filed a police complaint before, but it had been dismissed. His old colleague, Inspector Rubin, even warned him, "This case goes higher than you think. Some things are better left alone." But Amorim didn't stop. Instead, he was now determined to find out what actually happened and why the police refused to look into it. He spent most of his time investigating, looking for evidence and trying to find out what happened the night Zara was killed. After many weeks, his investigation led them to Tony, a PR manager who had recruited Zara as a model and hostess in his agency. He denied knowing much. Well, what happened to Zara was unfortunate. She had great potential as a model and influencer, but the truth is that we didn't work together for a long time. Just 3 shoots last year, and since then, nothing, he explained. But then, he accidentally revealed details the public didn't know. "You know, Zara used to hang out with men of caliber in the upper house, and she even bought a new car a few months ago but hasn't claimed it," he said. Amina looked at him with eyes full of suspicion. She knew Tony was lying. If not, how would he have known details that weren't published in the newspaper, especially since he said he hadn't spoken to Zara in a long time? Amina and Amorim thanked Tony and left, but instead of going home, they actually decided to sit in Amorim's car to wait for Tony to come out. They followed him to a private club for the rich and powerful, guarded by men in suits, full of politicians and influencers. Amina began to feel the danger closing in.
One evening, when Amina came home from work, she noticed her door was slightly open. Confused, she went inside and found out her room had been turned upside down, her clothes thrown on her floor. Even her furniture was scattered. Amina panicked. Someone had entered her room while she was at work, and they went through her things. Suddenly, she noticed something in her mirror. It was a message written in red lipstick. "Stop digging or you would be next." Amina was terrified. She rushed and locked her door, checked the windows, and she started arranging her room, picking up her clothes and folding them one after the other. As she was folding the clothes, she saw a black purse Zara had given her 2 months ago to keep. It was a new designer purse. Amina started admiring the bag. She was sad that Zara wouldn't use it again despite buying it for such an expensive price. Suddenly, she noticed something was shaking inside the bag. Amina unzipped it and started searching it, trying to find what it was. And then she saw it. A small black flash drive. Amina was confused. What is a flash drive doing inside a new bag? She thought to herself. She took the drive, opened her laptop, and inserted it. What she saw inside shocked her. On the flash drive were videos of parties where young men and women, many influencers and popular figures, were being threatened and blackmailed to do so many terrible things by some unknown men. Amina was so shocked she couldn't speak. She called Amorim immediately. "Hello, sir. I just came back from work and found out someone had been in my room. I also found something. I am sure it is what got Zara killed." Her whole body was shaking as she made the call. Amorim calmed her down. "Amina, don't be scared. Hide that evidence you found and leave the house. Go somewhere else, maybe a friend's house, and stay for now. Your apartment is no longer safe. I'll meet you later. I have a lead." Later that evening, Amorim tracked down a former influencer named Layo, who told them the truth. "They promised to make us very rich and famous, gave us luxury clothes, money,
and sponsored our expensive lifestyle, but then took everything. You don't go against the circle, else you pay with your life, Layo told them with tears in her eyes. Soon, Mr. Amorim began to get series of threatening messages too. Stop digging. You are next. The stubborn fly follows the corpse to the grave. At first, Amina was scared, but Amorim assured her that nothing would happen to her. Then they decided to change their pattern. They moved to new apartments, bought new phones, and used only cash in case someone was tracking their ATM cards. Then, with the help of a hacker named Dre, they hacked into Tony, the PR agency's laptop. The names inside were shocking. Politicians, police chiefs, CEOs, people who controlled everything and their secret deals. They even found security footage from the night Zara died that showed a shadowy figure in her hotel room while she was live on camera. Mr. Amorim contacted his friend Ruben and tried to hand over the evidence they found. They agreed to meet in an old and abandoned parking space, but when he got there, he was surprised to see that Ruben had betrayed him. He had come with 3 hefty-looking men. Soon more men appeared from the shadows. Gunfire broke out and Amina was kidnapped.
The kidnappers were members of the circle and offered a trade, Amina for the files. The trade was set for midnight at an abandoned PQI company just outside of Maryland in 2 days' time. Mr. Amorim was sad because he had promised Amina that he'll protect her, but he had failed, and now she was in the hands of those evil men. He didn't know what else to do but to continue investigating quietly while waiting for the day of the exchange. On the night of the exchange, rain fell heavily as if crying for Zara and Amina. But Mr. Amorim didn't care. He had to go and save Amina no matter what. When he got to PQI company that night, a tall man dressed in black led him to the rooftop where Amina was tied to a chair. Almost immediately, the goons there attacked Amorim. He fought with all his might, managed to free Amina, and continued fighting while Amina ran to look for help. When she came back with policemen and some local security men, Mr. Amorim was on the floor, tired and wounded. The kidnappers had escaped and the files were taken. But Mr. Amorim had made many copies he hid. The very next day, the evidence was everywhere, on the news, online, and in underground channels. Public outrage followed. Some powerful and influential people were arrested. Some disappeared, while the others remained untouchable. Amina wrote the full story of what happened and what they went through. She made sure it went viral, but she didn't name Mr. Amorim. He didn't want fame or anyone to know he was involved in uncovering the underground deals. It would bring unnecessary attention and also make me a target, he explained to Amina. The circle was broken, but not gone. And somewhere in Lagos's dark streets, Mr. Amorim keeps watching. Because in this city, shadows always grow back. This story is a chilling reminder to be careful, especially of people who come with promises of wealth and fame. Until we come your way next time, please stay safe. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Goodbye.